break it down here on the 7th fret. So it's going to be 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9. And notice what I'm doing with my left hand. The scenario here. Index finger, middle finger, and you resolve with the ring finger on the 9th fret. And then you end on the bass string. So all together it will sound altogether compacted like this. Now that I've broken down this entire lick, it will go like this. And that is what he does. He repeats this lick throughout the majority of the song. In the first instance, he's not singing over it, but in the second portion of the verse, he is. And again, I'll play it like this, really slow. And that is the very characteristic lick that features in Devil Got My Woman Blues. And that appears, he uses that alternatively on and off throughout the song. So now what we're going to do is go over the second part of the verse, in the part where he's actually singing. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the second portion of this verse. So earlier I talked about this lick that rests on the 7th fret. I'd rather be the devil than to be the one man. So we'll go over that portion here next. So what Skip James likes to do is that after he plays this lick on the 7th fret, he likes to kick into the next portion, this chord, by doing a combination of 2 notes on the bass. And he likes to do it, it's 2 notes that sounds like this. And they're transitionary markers into the next portion of the verse. And they should be implemented and played to keep you consistent with the tempo, the bass tempo, so it will keep you in line with rhythm. And it's very crucial that you do play it after each respectable lick in its own right. So in this portion it'll be like, and what he's doing here is just playing the top string open and then the 5th string open. Or there are some instances where he just plays the 3rd fret on the top string. That's an alternative way to play it as well. You can do either way as you play this song, whatever way is comfortable. Now, so earlier we talked about this 7th fret. So now what we're going to be talking about is this next portion, which is very typical Skip James chord, which is based predominantly on the 2nd fret and partially on the 3rd fret only. So I know I've covered this in previous lessons with Skip James, but this is definitely a chord so typically associated with the D minor tuning, which Skip James predominantly played in. What you're going to do is you're going to locate the 2nd fret, and you're going to finger, your index finger is going to be on the 4th string, 2nd fret. Your middle finger is going to be on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and your ring finger is going to be on the bottom string, 2nd fret. And just play it like this. And Skip James likes to play with the right hand. It will be 1 downstroke and kind of like playing an arpeggio. Is these kind of basic, simple chord and picking out of the strings. Something that will come up in the right hand discipline. But in this first portion of the verse, it will go, I'd rather be the devil. And that's what we're going to go over here. So in this first part, where it goes, I'd rather be the devil, basically you're going to be playing this chord shape, which I've just shown you. And it'll be like this. I'd rather be the devil. You're just going to be playing basic chords. I'd rather. But with your pinky finger, you're going to be locating the 3rd fret 2nd string. And the only moment you're going to play it here is when it's going to be on the beginning of the word devil. It's going to be on the first part of it. So it'll be like this. I'd rather be the devil. And then when you say oh, you'll come off of that 2nd string and play it open. Dev, oh. I'd rather be the devil. And my index finger is picking out those strings individually on the 2nd string. I'd rather be the devil. Fairly simple. I'd rather be the devil. And after he plays that, he plays this. Then two. Again with the bass combination of those 2 notes. In that verse, I'd rather be the devil. Then, and he does it again. So after he plays his bass, and in this portion where he goes, and to be the woman's man, and that's what we're going to go over here. So after he plays this bass combination, then to be that woman's man, and again, it's similar to that first part of the verse, except this time he goes then to, and then you're going to locate that 2nd string on the 3rd fret. Be that woman's man. And again, it's kind of like a call and response, imitating, the music is imitating the distinctive syllables that are found in the singing and in the lyrics of the song. So it will be like this. Then to be that woman's man. And we'll concentrate on that last part. So B, you're going to locate the 2nd string, 3rd fret, B, then open string, maintaining this chord positioning, open string on the 2nd string, be that woe, and then just the bottom string, maintaining this chording, be that woe means, and then you're going to play in the part that goes man, you just play a double stop of open strings, meaning the fourth and first string together. I'd rather be the devil than to be that woman's man. Be that woman's man. Be that woman's man. And so we covered those two verses, and they're very accustomed, they're fine-tuned, they're tailor-made to the syllables of what's being spoken in the lyrics. So fairly simple is that you're always maintaining this chord positioning, and your pinky is pretty much dictating. You're just going to be with the pinky finger, only portion outside of this fingering is the second string on the third fret. And this is how you can match what is being sung in the LP, but that's really the only catch, is that this pinky finger on the third fret second string is going to be dictating how much you match with the syllables being sung by Skip James. Play in the portion of the song that says man, you just play it open. So from the beginning of that verse, we've covered, and right there is the cream of the crop, the base, the essential core of the song is basically situated, recycling this on the 7th fret, what we covered earlier. Fairly simple. What's crucial is in this chording, the 3rd fret, second string, is going to dictate. It's going to be the only difference. You're always going to be playing this chord as is, and the pinky is going to give you that accent, is going to give you that difference. Very simple concept to learn. So I've given everything of my emphasis on that particular instance in the song, but those are the two most important portions of the song. That's something that you need to master in facilitating this particular song, and the main components, so when you play them they sound distinctively close to Devil Got My Woman Blues. So after he plays this woman's man, he goes and resolves on the top string open. So starting from this 7th fret, we'll go back from the beginning on the 7th fret, and I'll go a little bit slower starting here so we can all put this all together. Be like this. We're going to go over this portion that goes after the verse here. So this is like the transitionary piece before he goes back to coda and starts the verse again. So after he does this, that woman's man, he resolves on that top string. And in this next portion, he's just going to be going back to what we covered in the introduction. And meaning he's going to be going back from the 3rd and 4th fret. Your index finger is going to be fingering the 2nd string, 3rd fret. Middle finger on the 4th fret, 3rd string. And you're just going to be going back and forth, the 2nd and 3rd fret, maintaining the same fingering. And what you're going to be doing here is just exercising a component of the finger picking discipline. Meaning that the thumb is going to be playing over the 5th string. You're going to be going alternatively between the 5th and 4th string. And that doesn't necessarily have to be distinctively accurate to what Skip James is playing, but this is just a very simple once in a while you want to punch in the top string. Okay, so for that first part, what I want to do in setting you up for this next portion is just tell you what's going on here in this next portion. And it's just basically the turnaround going from this 3rd and 4th fret to the 2nd and 3rd fret with this particular turnaround shape. And that's what he's doing in that portion. So that the part that falls after is meant to be their woman's man. And that part goes like this. He'll be like this. Meant to be their woman's man. He starts off like this. After he plays this chording shape on the 3rd and 4th fret, he plays on the top string before he goes into the 2nd and 3rd fret. That the top string is always going to be that barrier, that transitionary piece that goes from this fret to the 2nd and 3rd fret. 3rd and 4th fret, 2nd and 3rd fret, 3rd fret, 2nd fret. And what I'm doing here is just playing a regular finger picking repetition. So in this 3rd fret it's 1, and basically with your index finger maintaining this chording position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I'm using both of my index and middle finger in this instance. Going back and forth, a very repetitive and irregular style for Skip James, except in one portion he's just going like this. that's going to be available to you on the tablature. Play it out, it will all sound like this, come together like this. And there will be a break in that instance where he'll be like this. By doing that, it will start on this 3rd and 4th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know, play an open chord double stop position. That's what I was talking about earlier. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, open, and all together it'll round out like this. And you can be fairly liberal in how you play this kind of back and forth between the 2nd and 3rd fret and the 3rd and 4th fret. But there will be a portion in that song, caps it off, before it leads into this lick. In leading into that lick, he does this. And once he plays this open portion, he plays this very typical Hard Time Killing 4 blues lick, which will sound like this. And in doing that, what you're going to do is, once you've got this double stop being played open, you just do what you're going to be doing is finding the 3rd string on the 2nd fret, and you're gonna play 2 notes, basically plucking the 3rd string on the 2nd fret and sliding over to the 4th fret. You're gonna play that twice. And it'll be like this. 1, 2, and then you go back to the 2nd fret, 3rd string, and pull off open and resolve on the 4th string open. You got to go fast. 1, and you also end on the top string, resolve of the top string. So let's put that all together. That ending introduction, which you could be very simple with. It's got to be the woman's man. You end on the top string. And what he also likes to do here is when he resolves on the top string, what you want to do is then locate the top string, the 3rd fret, play that, then play the 5th string open, then the 4th string open. open on the top string again. And going back into this chording shape that we talked about in the introduction. And though as difficult as that may be, then it's just going back to what we covered a little bit earlier. So when he plays this, and Joker got lucky, shortly. Now I know this is a lot to digest and handle, there's a lot going on, but really if you think about it, it's just about the discipline in the right hand. You're really only worried about the 2nd and 3rd fret, these chording positions. See how he transitions. Joker got lucky. He's playing those 2 top bass strings. And then you just continue to play, recycle the same ideas. So he'll switch off like Joker got lucky. You continue to proceed using the same components that we discussed throughout the duration of the song. You implement them in placement in their respective positions in the actual original recording. And so again, it's a highly complicated song, but it's only being played with just a few basic licks and simple chordings. It's just about you matching those chordings and those positionings with the particular syllables that are being sung within the lyrics. And that is how you will continue to proceed throughout the song. So I'm going to put this all together starting from the introduction, and from there you can put it all together, the pieces of the puzzle. It's also laid out for you in the tablature, and you should be able to get a pretty good grasp of things. So I'll start it off from the beginning and wrap it up here shortly. This is Devil Got My Woman Blues by Skip James. Here we go. basically that is the duration of the song, where you can recycle the patterns and the rhythms, put it all together, and you get a real neat song by Skip James. But nonetheless, this is a fairly complicated song, but through good practice and maintaining the disciplines that were discussed throughout this video, you'll be able to attack the material with a certain degree of confidence. So my name is Delta Lou,